Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. You are tuned in to the hottest blog on YouTube, Bigmikes blog. I'm your host, Big Mike, coming to you from my home, repping the Blue Jays. In case you haven't known and didn't know this, in case you've been under a rock, and if you're not from Toronto, the Toronto Blue Jays, the baseball team, we are headed to the conference, the ALCS, and we're going to take on either the Houston Astros or the Kansas City Royals, and we're going to whoop their ass, and we're going to the World Series and we're going to win the World Series. I'm predicting it now. Okay? No, it's a really good win. I'm excited. I can't, contain myself. People are going crazy. It was a really good game. I was going to go to the gym, didn't go to the gym. That's another story for another day. So you think, with all this excitement, I'm going to be doing a sports blog. You would be wrong. I am not doing a sports blog. I haven't done a blog. Well, I did a blog a few weeks ago. Got a good reception. Race related in terms of Black Lives Matter and my feelings about that. So if you haven't checked that out, please feel free to hit me, watch my page, or check out my page, and you can check that out. This blog is something similar in terms of race. In case you don't know, okay, Raven-Symone. For those of you who don't know who Raven-Symone is, she was a child actor. She was on the Cosby Show as Olivia, I believe her name was, the young little light-skinned girl on the Cosby Show back in the day when she was really, really young. Now she's on The View, and she was on movies like Dr. Dolittle, and I don't want to go through her whole movie list of what she's been in because there's a lot of movies she's been in. She's now on The View, and she has said some fairly controversial stuff that have ruffled the feathers of a lot of people, particularly black people. So I just want to, the reason why I'm doing this blog is because a lot of people have done blogs on YouTube about what she has said. And some of it's been tasteful. Most of it has not been tasteful. And a lot of it's been very, I would say, a little bit venomous. I want to just give my 2 cents on the matter of what she said and some of the stuff that she said and some of the stuff that I agree with and some of the stuff I don't agree with. Okay? So, for starters, in case you don't know what Raven-Symone said that's pissed people off so much, there's been a few things. For starters, she, I believe, on an interview with Oprah, which I had watched, which kind of started the whole stuff. She did an interview with Oprah on her Oprah's network, basically talking about that she doesn't want to identify herself as a lesbian, even though she's in a relationship with the woman. She doesn't like to be identified as a lesbian because she doesn't like labels and being labeled. And she's in a relationship with someone who she loves, and that's how she defines that relationship. Which is fine. Didn't take really got too offensive about that. When she said this is what I think pissed a lot of people off. She also stated in the interview that she doesn't want to be called African American. She would be preferred to be called American. Now, her reasoning behind this is that she doesn't know where her roots come from. Okay, she knows that her family's from Louisiana. She knows that she has family that are black, but she doesn't know where her roots come from, begin and end. And, for all she knows, she could be Hindu or whatever, So from her vantage point, she just considers herself to be American, not necessarily African American, which has pissed people off. Particularly this one blog I listened to, and I don't know the girl's name. Hold on. Actually, if you give me a sec, I just want to pull up her name because I did actually watch her blog a few weeks ago. I can't pull it up now. My phone's acting up. Technology, right? But if I get a chance and pull it up, I will. So she did a blog basically off of what Raven-Symone had said, and basically bashed Raven-Symone for everything she basically said. Now, the girl had fair points. Okay, she had points, for example, stating that how can you say that, let's say you're not a lesbian or you don't want to identify yourself as a lesbian. basically stating that you eat vagina, she eats your vagina. Basically, you're a lesbian. So just come out and say who you are and don't try to pretend that you're not. And then stating that you're not African American, you are African American, you're black, we see you as a black person, and whatever. So from that standpoint, I understand what the girl was trying to say in terms of what Raven-Symone said and not liking what she said. I personally didn't take too much of offense to what Raven-Symone said in terms of that, because it's not for me to tell Raven-Symone how she should identify herself as. If she thinks that she doesn't want to identify herself as black, she doesn't have to. Even though you look at her, she's, you're going to identify her as black. But I mean, you could say that about a lot of people. Like, for example, Tiger Woods said that he doesn't want to be identified as black. Not saying that he's full Filipino, but he doesn't want to be identified as just a black man. He feels that he's more than just a regular black man. And that's fair. Hold on, I just want to see if I can find what this girl said, if possible. Just give me a sec to see if I can find it. Hold on. So I just want to get her name and quote her on not quote, but I just want to pull up what she exactly said. If you want to give me, just bear with me, people. If I can find it. Okay. S. Hutchinson.
It's time to fact check the NDP's promises. Abolish the Senate. Hold on. You can't do that without.
Okay. So S. Hutchinson. Okay. That's her name. And shout out to S. Hutchinson. Your blog was really good. I actually do like your blog because you did bring up some fair points. Okay. So I want to just preface my comments by saying that I do appreciate what you said. I don't agree kind of just from the standpoint of her saying that, she's a lesbian or she eats pussy, so she used to say she eats pussy. That's a little bit too harsh. I didn't think that was necessary. But again, I understand that she was frustrated about what Raven-Symone had said, and that's kind of how she was voicing what she said. So I don't have any issues from that standpoint. Now, and also I want to bring up this point too, and this is one thing that annoys me to some degree with what black people do, and we as black people need to stop that. We need to stop equating black people with how we talk and equating that in terms of our blackness. Like, for example, like I'm a black man. Okay, you see me, I'm black. But because I'm articulate and I can talk and whatever the case may be, people in the States, for example, and I'm going to use America as an example of this, will say that, oh, you sound white. Because I enunciate my words and I'm well read, so to speak. Not saying that I'm like the most intelligent person on the planet, but I don't speak with a quote unquote full blown slang. And I think that annoys me to some degree. And I think to some degree it annoys some black people who are intelligent, because it equates me sounding a certain way, meaning like that I'm overly intelligent. I don't know. It just bothers me. I don't like the negative connotation that it brings. And I only find that people in the States do that. So I think we as black people, especially in the States, we need to stop doing that shit. We really need to stop doing that. And it drives me nuts. But I digress. That could be a totally other blog for another day. The issue that I took with Raven-Symone, and I am glad she apologized for this, because I was going to actually ask her to apologize for this, was the fact that she said, and she said this on The View, and I heard this on The View, she said that she would not hire someone who has a ghetto sounding name on their resume. So basically, if she saw someone with the name of Shaniqua Adams, she would not even look at Shaniqua Adams' resume solely off the basis of her name being Shaniqua Adams. I personally took severe issue with what she had said for two reasons. Number one, I'm a black man. So obviously I don't like when we diss each other as black people. I don't feel that that's necessary or right. Number two, I'm an employment counselor. So as an employment counselor, I look at resumes on a regular basis. We teach clients as an employment counselor to be as professional as you can, and this and that. So to sit there, for Raven-Symone to sit there and legitimately say that she would not look at someone's resume solely on the basis of their name, not even looking at their qualifications, whether they're qualified or capable, is irresponsible. on her part. And I was gonna call for Raven. I was gonna actually tweet Raven, and I'll still probably tweet Raven, and she'll probably will never respond to it. But I was gonna tweet her, hopefully, and in hopes that she would apologize for saying that, because I feel that it's irresponsible for you to say that. Because let's be real. Let's look at, let's say, Barack Obama, and let's say Barack Obama wasn't the president of the United States. And let's say Raven-Symone was an HR person. If she saw Barack Obama's name, she would not hire Barack Obama, even though Barack Obama is probably qualified and capable of doing the job. That is irresponsible to say that. And again, I felt like, she's a black woman as well, and I think that was what annoyed me too, is that, there's people that can't control what their name is. And that's the point that S. Hutchinson made that I really respected, is that you can't control what your name is, but you can control your destiny and what you can bring to the table in terms of your intellect, your smarts, and all that. So for Raven to sit there and say that she wouldn't hire someone based solely off their name is irresponsible. Now, I say this as an employment counselor. I don't want to see some ghetto-ass email address like hotbooty123@gmail.com. I won't even look at your resume if I see that. If I'm leaving you a voice message about a job and you have a very unprofessional voice message with like Gucci Mane or something on your voicemail, I'm not even going to even waste my time and call you back. But I will not disqualify you if you have the relevant skills to do the job. And I will not dismiss you because of that. So I'm really glad that Raven realized the error of her ways and apologized. And also to an issue that I have, and and it's not even so much I have an issue, I'm just very confused by this tweet that she posted saying that she no longer considers herself to be African American. She'd like to be called dark white. I don't know what the hell dark white means. And I'm just confused by that. I'm not like angry, like pissed off that she said it. I'm just very confused by what dark white means. Is that a new race she created or what? I don't know what that means. So there's a lot of things to digest in terms of what she said. But I feel like she has the right and opinion to speak her mind and say what she feels. But the problem with her now is she's put herself on a pedestal. Because another problem that I had too with what she said in terms of the job of the resume stuff is she said in that interview with Oprah that she doesn't like labeling people. She doesn't like labels. Well, that's essentially what she was doing by saying that she wouldn't hire someone with a ghetto name. Is that you're labeling them, saying that they're ghetto and they can't do the job because of their name. That's essentially what you're doing. So that's why you really have to be careful what you say on YouTube or on a public eye. And this is the point I'm trying to make as well. Because you're putting yourself on a pedestal to where you can't say anything wrong or make a mistake. Now look, I'm a grown man. I make mistakes all the time. I don't claim to be perfect. But if I'm going to sit there and say something as bold as what Raven said, I got to walk the narrow path, and now she's getting like every time I look at Facebook now, they're posting random crap about her now, and she's just getting chewed out. Do I think it's fair? No, but again, she put herself in that position to do that. So, how my feelings about Raven, I used to like her back when I was younger. I thought she was a great actress. Now, I understand her view. She's not a dummy. She's very intelligent. She's very smart. I just don't agree with some of her views. I think some of her views are not necessarily misguided. I just think she didn't really take into account and be mindful of what she was saying, the reaction that she got. She articulated it well. I don't think that she was saying it in a derogatory manner. That's just how she felt. And I think that's how we need to look at it. Okay? So hit me up if you agree, disagree on this blog. I don't have any music or anything crazy or funky. I just wanted to keep it very short and sweet. It's 15 minutes, so that's pretty long. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy. Take care. Peace. Let me know what you think. Hit me up on my blog. Hit me up on the comments. Let me know what you think, okay? Peace.